Good morning, everybody. I'm actually recording now. I've just been chatting for about 5 minutes and I hadn't pressed record, so well done me. Off to a good start today. Blame Mercury in retrograde. Any problems? Blame Mercury. I've completely lost my train of thought. Hello, this is a general reading for Sagittarius today. Please read the description box below if you haven't already. It gives you a bit of information about how you can switch the roles around in the reading, or if I'm talking about masculine and feminine energy, that you can switch the roles around. Listen to the description of the person that I'm talking about, the character that I'm talking about, and you'll know who that is in your life. So yeah, switch roles around as necessary. Don't take anything too seriously. Take everything with a grain of salt, because I am still learning, yeah, it's just a general reading. It's not going to be specific to every individual situation. It can't be. But there will be messages in here for you. And it's up to you to kind of discern which ones are for you and which ones don't fit. If it doesn't fit, just leave it. I did get some songs through for you, Sagittarius. I got 3 songs through. The first was Candy Shop by 50 Cent. Unfortunately, I forgot the second one because I was half asleep and I didn't write it down, so I'm sorry. And the third song was Your Song by Rita and Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran. Yeah, so the Candy Shop one's interesting. I hope we're in for a fun reading, Sagittarius, today. I got 2 images through. The first one was of a white goat, and the second one was of a very, very cute little, it was like a bulldog. I'm going to say bulldog type dog, and it was a puppy, and it was really sort of fat and cute, and it had a little pink bow on its neck, and it was kind of like white and kind of like a rusty brown colour. Very, very cute, this puppy. It had a little teeny weeny little tail, and it was having a little wee. But the thing is, I won't tell you where it was having a little wee because it was a bit awkward. But if you that has not come from my brain. That was not something that I've seen myself. So that's come from elsewhere. So if that was you and you know what I'm talking about, you know that this reading is for you. You know that message is for you. Okay, so on that awkward note, let's start your reading, Sagittarius. I'm going to start pulling a couple of these tea leaf cards out from each deck. I have to shuffle each deck separately because there's 200 cards and it's just too much to handle in one go. Yeah, I'm going to pull you a couple of these cards out, and that might give us some ideas about the situation for you, Sag. So let's see. Can I get a couple of tea leaf cards for Sagittarius, please? Thank you. So we just got one from that shuffle. And very typically, because you're the sign of the archer on the horse, you got the horse. Short journey. You may be going on a short journey, probably when lockdown ends. I know actually my stepmother, I was trying to, like, is she my mother-in-law or is she my stepmother? My dad's wife, she's Sagittarius, and she's actually going to go on a camping holiday as soon as she can, so you know, we might be onto something here. So here we go, let's shuffle the next deck. Ooh, straight away we got a card. Let's go through, see if any more want to come out. Oh yeah, this one wants to give you all the cards. Here we go. So I think the first one that came out was this one. Hand, in need of help, assistance or guidance. This might be you. I'm sure you'll know. I'm sure you'll recognise it if you are in need of some assistance. If not, look to the people around you. There might be someone around you who needs a helping hand, literally a helping hand. Hi. I'm making it wave. I think let's do this one next. Hills, obstacles to overcome. Or you might be going on a short trip to the hills. But yeah, obstacles to overcome. So someone may need help overcoming obstacles. Weeping willow, family sorrow, ouch. Willows, I do have to say what I get. You know, it's part of my job, I suppose, to say exactly what comes into my head when I see the cards. Weeping Willows reminds me of the Willow song from Othello, which is a song about people passing away. So someone may have passed from someone's life, or they, yeah, I can't see anything else. Or there may be concerns around the health of someone. So if we are talking about grief, if someone's grieving, then this is certainly an obstacle that needs to be overcome, and somebody, if this is you, do reach out for help if you're struggling to overcome this, or look to the people around you. Has anyone suffered a loss? Suffered a loss? Why am I getting so mixed up today? Yeah, look to see if anyone suffered a loss, and see if you can just reach out. Just say, hey, how are you doing? Is there anything I can help you out with right now? The last card is a journey, either physical or mental, carriage. So you have 2 cards about making a journey here, and it's on either side of whatever's going on in the middle. So perhaps you need to go on a journey, but first you need to overcome whatever obstacle this is before you can actually go on the journey. Carriage is probably a car. These are sort of old-fashioned cards. A carriage would be a car or a caravan in some people's case. Okay, let's move on. So I'm going to pull some cards from the Tarot de la Nuit deck for your past, current and future heart space. So past heart space, please, for Sagittarius. We've got 2 cards. You've got the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. So this is your heart space. So this is something you were feeling. The Queen of Swords is someone who is a brilliant communicator, very logical, can sometimes appear to be a little bit cold, a little bit sharp, a little bit they're probably too busy thinking through things or analysing things to show their emotions. It might seem emotions as kind of a waste of time. It doesn't have to be a female. Queens are normally someone who's more expressive than a king. Kings tend to be a little bit more guarded. So yeah, the Queen of Swords may be somebody who can be quite sharp with the words, probably brutally honest. That's a Sagittarius trait, being brutally honest. And I think if this could be you or it could be someone else, but this is, you're instinctively knowing something, instinctively feeling something regarding someone who is very honest and clear cut with the words. It may be somebody that you're attracted to, if you are attracted to feminine energy. This is with the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles, if it was in your action space, it'd be some sort of offer, some kind of a plan or an offer, or something tangible and new coming into you, or that you're offering to someone else. With it being in your heart space, I think this is you feeling like you are ready for some kind of fresh start. So you might be feeling like you're ready for perhaps a new job, or feeling like you're ready for a new interesting way to make money, but it's something tangible and new. And it may be something that because this is in your heart space, it may be something that you've been wanting to communicate. Knowing that you need to communicate something with the Queen of Wands about wanting some kind of fresh start or wanting to make a new plan of action. Okay, so let's get your current heart space, please, for Sagittarius. Current heart space is the Sun. The Sun card is the Leo card, so you could be connected to a Leo. You don't have to be. It's just the energy, but it does represent Leo in the zodiac. The Sun card is about a truth being illuminated sometimes, casting light on a situation, but it's actually the happiest card in the tarot. It's happiness, it's just joy in life. Everything bright in life is represented by the Sun card. You can see this woman is kind of stepping forward. She's on the edge of a cliff, and she's kind of shedding this. It's like she's shedding this red. So it could mean that she's shedding an old version of herself, and she's stepping forward into the light. I'm getting a song through. It's by the Cat Empire. Let me just think what it is. I think it's Barriers by the Cat Empire. Barriers. I'm just writing it down so I can pop it in the description. Sorry about that car going past. So the song is about someone wanting to see someone's face, and they're saying step into the light. So yeah, this might be about revealing some kind of truth about yourself, some kind of truth about your identity. This may feel like I'm sorry, car again. This may feel like a kind of a leap of faith. It's almost like the Fool card. So yeah, you may be wanting to take a leap of faith forwards into revealing some kind of truth about yourself. But I think it will bring happiness. It's the Sun card. It's a happy card. Okay, future heart space, please, for Sagittarius. The Nine of Cups. Yeah, so the Nine of Cups is a card about wish fulfillment. It's being very happy on your own. It's a card of kind of emotional abundance. Yeah, having a lot of I'm seeing it as self-worth today. And she's also holding a clover, so there's a sense of being quite lucky. And maybe something you feel quite fortunate about in the future. She's got this frog as well, which is giving me kind of Princess and the Frog energy, and the skirt's made up of lilies. So yeah, there may be some kind of chance meeting with someone. There may be someone in your life who you've kind of seen as a frog, kind of seen as, it may be someone who's a bit down in the dumps. The frog card in the animal deck that I've got always makes me think of someone who's kind of feeling a bit depressed, feeling a bit low. You know, it always rains on me kind of energy. That's another song. Travis, it always rains on. Why does it always rain on me? Just writing it down. Travis, why rain me? Okay, so I'll pop that in the description too if you don't know that song, you want to look it up. Yeah, so there may be someone in your life who's been kind of a bit down, who has been in this kind of froggy, watery, emotional energy, but they might actually turn out to be a prince in disguise, is what I'm getting. It's or this person will bring you a lot of luck. There's also these images of kind of saints in the background. So there may be a need for faith in a situation, but it is something that's going to bring you a lot of happiness and emotional abundance. Okay. The underlying is the Knight of Cups. So yeah, the Knight of Cups is someone who wants to come forward to make an offer of friendship or love. They're normally coming rushing in, actually. So I get the sense that you're going to be rushing in to save the day, because if someone's been through something and they need a helping hand, because they're literally, it's the Weeping Willow card, and with that frog I get like that kind of weeping, tears, raindrops energy. So you might be rushing in to support someone who's suffered a loss. Yeah, I'm seeing that as your energy. You can switch it around if you need to. But yeah, rushing in to help, and that's very Sagittarius energy, to go rushing in. Underneath that is the Seven of Swords, and that specific card gives me the sense that if there's some kind of deception, you're wanting to reveal the full truth in a situation. You're wanting to sort of bear all regarding something that may have felt a bit underhand, possibly. Yeah, and you're rushing in to help, like knights in shining armour. Okay, so straight away I've got a card. So this is the Haunted House Tarot, and this card is going to be for your past thoughts. Oh, it's the Death card. Yeah, cutting something out, ending something, a situation that was done. Yeah, not much more to say about that right now. With that Queen of Swords as well, you may have abruptly entered. Yeah, definitely, this fits. So the Queen of Swords is, she cuts things out of her life that don't serve her. If someone's messing around, if someone is not taking too much and not giving back, the Queen of Swords will just cut them out and walk away and be almost emotionless about it. The Queen of Swords is in your heart space. It's, this situation is done, ended, complete, goodbye. Yeah, and the Ace of Pentacles is something new. So again, it could be a job with the Pentacles, a job or something kind of tangible in your life. So it could be career, it could be home, it could be money based. Yeah, so this situation's ended, done, new start in your past. So that was something you knew, though. Whether you've actioned it, we'll find out. But this is in your head. You knew that you had to cut this out. And yeah, you've got the Sun card here. So this is like a fresh start as well. She's taking a leap of faith towards her happiness. So can we get a current thought space, please, for Sagittarius? Current thoughts for Sagittarius. Ooh, I think that might be a few too many cards. I think this is the one it wanted to give me, though. Yeah, too many cards. So this is the one that landed sort of right in my lap. The King of Swords. I'm having trouble focusing again today. The King of Swords, he's the equivalent of the Queen of Swords. So you've got potentially a couple here. It doesn't have to be a romantic partnership, the King and Queen of Swords. They're not technically married in the tarot, but they are on the same par intellectually. They communicate well together. They understand each other very, very, very well. They understand the same kind of logic process, the same kind of thought patterns. So there's a match intellectually and communicatively. Yeah. So the King of Swords, yeah, he knows his truth. He's very clear-minded. He's a man of knowing when to take action. Again, he can just cut things out. If something's not serving him, he can cut it out. He tends to not be as outspoken as the Queen of Swords. He tends to keep his truth more to himself, and he'll only speak what is necessary for the situation. I'm also noticing as well that he has these black wings and he looks like he's been through something. So yeah, there may be the ending, the cutting of something out definitely involves this male energy. He may be the person who was cutting something out, or he may be the person who's been cut out. There's this chess game here as well. I'm almost seeing that the Queen and the King of Swords may be playing this game of chess together. So perhaps you and someone else, you're trying to outsmart each other in a situation. You're trying to strategize. You did have the Seven of Swords in the underlying, which is a card about strategy. So yeah, there's a sense of trying to strategize with another person or against another person. It's almost like what the image that had just popped into my head was Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty. This kind of frenemy energy of like or like nemesis counterpart energy. So it could be someone who is perhaps on an opposite side to you on something, on some issue, but you can debate very well with them. Yeah, I'm getting someone you can possibly debate with, someone who intellectually challenges you. That's actually really fun energy. I like that. Okay. But this is in your thoughts, so it could be you doing this strategizing. Again, you could be both. This could be two separate people, or you could be both of these people. But you're more expressive in your heart space and more calculating and reserved in your thoughts. If you're showing us both energies. Okay, future thoughts, please, for Sagittarius. Oh, interesting. It could be a couple because you have the Two of Wands. Now, this specific image on this specific Two of Wands card is one of my twin flame cards because it has two candles and the Moon card there as well. So with it having the moon, it's almost like there's something that's unknown, some kind of secret. And the Two of Wands is about making a decision, a yes, no, or decision here on this specific card. Will you or won't you? So yeah, I'm also noticing as well that they both have, I suppose you could call them board games, the tabletop games. So that might be a signifier for you if you play tabletop games. But yeah, the king here is playing chess, and the Ouija board could be seen as a kind of tabletop game, as I suppose tarot could as well. So that might be significant to you. But yeah, some kind of decision, something that you're weighing up, will I, won't I, in your future thoughts. In the underlying, I love it when I show up in my readings. When there's mice and rodents in my readings, I'm like, it's me. It's the Six of Pentacles. So there's an imbalance somewhere in this reading. That you can see that these two Pentacles are not balanced. Now the Six of Pentacles is about bringing balance to a situation. It can be sharing money, dividing up the assets. So you can see that this side of the scales is tipping down. So she's adding more coins to this side of the situation to balance out the scales. There's also a sense of community as well. Everybody getting their fair share. The mice sometimes, and when you read mice negatively in the tarot, it's to do with something nibbling away at a situation. So it could be that someone's nibbling away at your money. You could have lots and lots of little maybe friends or commitments that are pecking away at your money, nibbling it away. So just keep an eye on your money. Make sure you know where all your money's going, and that you're not wasting it on small things. Especially if you want to take a trip, save your money for that trip. Okay, 1 second. I just had to stop and refresh a little bit. I've not got coffee with me today. I've got green tea. You can see I've still got the tea bag in there because I like it to be really, really strong. And it's funny that I'm using the tea leaf deck as well. Yeah, maybe I should split the bag open at the end and see if it looks like what is it in Harry Potter? Is it the Grim or something? The wolf that he gets in the bottom of his cup. And you can see it's a dash of magic. So that might actually be have some meaning to you. Perhaps you've been watching Harry Potter. That might be a signifier for you. Yeah, I'm still recovering from a cold, so I'm just trying to kind of keep myself hydrated. So we're going to have your action space now, past, present and future action space. And I'm going to use the Witch's Tarot. The Witch's Tarot is behaving itself today. It's normally my really chatty deck, but it shuffled so nicely this morning. It's like, I'm being well behaved. So you might actually be trying to be well behaved at the moment, is what I'm getting from that Sagittarius. Perhaps you normally blurt everything out. Perhaps you normally just say exactly what's on your mind, blurt everything out, and you're trying to kind of have this kind of self-control and good behaviour. I've got my Mars is in Sagittarius, so what am I can't remember my Mercury, but I do have this tendency to really just say what I think, say exactly what I mean, blurt things out. And it's this Mars in Sagittarius energy of just kind of being very honest and really not having a lot of self-restraint. You just go for it, Sagittarius, you really do. But yeah, you're trying to be good. You're trying to be a good girl. Or a good boy. Right, okay. Ooh, here we go. The Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands in your past action space. This fits really, really well. So the Ten of Wands is kind of coming to the end of something that's felt quite like a long journey, and it's felt very, very burdensome. But you can see that he's near home now. The end is in sight. So yeah, you've been feeling very, very burdened by something, which fits in so well with the other cards here. Feeling burdened, knowing mentally that it's time to end the situation, or that the end is coming into the situation, and wanting this fresh start. Yeah, communicating your truth that something's a burden, basically. Okay, let's get a card for your current action space. Current action space, please, for Sagittarius. Ooh, okay. 2 cards. Oh, right. Before I show you the cards, I'm going to paint a bit of a scenario. If you have been in a legal situation, or you have been fighting for something, or perhaps there's been kind of, perhaps you've been wanting a raise, anything to do with kind of contracts or legal situation, legal matters, or anything that feels like that kind of feeling, that kind of vibe. One second. So my son was just thundering up the stairs, so I was just checking that he wasn't going to come bursting into the room. Kind of spoilt the surprise. Let me do it again. So pretend you didn't see those cards. Sagittarius, if you're in some kind of legal situation, anything, I did say that these people might be having some kind of intellectual debate. You've got the 6 of Wands, ta-da! 6 of Wands, and the Justice card. So this is a card about success. This is a card about justice in a situation. There's going to be success here in this situation. It could be contracts, it could be law, it could be literally just getting someone to speak the truth. This sword is held high. This is like the sword of truth. Whatever this is for you, whatever this situation is, it's the cards are saying there's success in it. This Knight is facing backwards though, so you might have to, I was talking about small things up here, there may be something you've overlooked, some kind of small detail. That was coming through in another reading actually the other day. So yeah, do make sure that you go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. If it's a contract, read the small print again. Get someone else to go over it with a fresh pair of eyes in case they read it a different way. If you've been gathering evidence together, just go back through, make sure it's all in order, make sure you've got everything you need. There is a sense that you will be successful, but it's dependent on going back and reviewing something before entering into this debate. That's a very specific message. It might not be for everybody, but it's a very strong message. So if that feels even an ounce of relevance to you, even if it just feels like a tingle of that could be me, do just go back and double check everything, because I feel like that's really important for getting the success. Okay, so future action space please for Sagittarius. I should say actually as well, this is the sign for Libra. So we've got Leo and we've got Libra in your reading so far. Just for people who like to know the signs, it does not have to be. Doesn't have to be. It's just the energy. The energy is more important than the sign. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Swords back. So future action space. So if in your heart space you were thinking about communicating something, thinking about saying something, the Queen of Swords is now in your action space. It's being said. She's got the sword of truth held high. She is saying exactly what she wants to say, and it's regarding Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is everything you could physically need. It's feeling very, very stable, very secure. It's having the gorgeous house, having your family around you, all your creature comforts. You've got food on the table, you're doing well at your job, or whatever it is that brings you, whatever tangible thing you do with your day-to-day life. It's complete physical happiness. The 10 of Cups is emotional happiness. This is having everything you need, tangible, the things around you, happiness, comfort. So there's some kind of truth being spoken regarding what feels solid and grounded and stable, and brings you that kind of feeling of stability and contentment. It's a very happy card. You've got this couple hugging in the background. I see this as kind of the grandfather playing with the baby. It's almost like he has a fairy in his hands as well. There might be an older man in your life who's quite spiritual. perhaps likes telling fairy stories to the children. That may be a signifier for you. And also this gorgeous pupper down here as well. It's a good dog. So you might have a dog. Yeah, you might be thinking about getting a dog. That might be what you're communicating. I want a dog. I want a dog because I can't feel complete unless I have a dog in my life. Yeah, but there is a sense of, I'm seeing it also as this Queen of Swords being like this victory energy. So it could be that there's a Libra in your life who's bringing fairness and justice into a situation, a truth into a situation with the sword held high. It doesn't have to be you. It could be you, though. It is showing in your heart space, in your action space, someone being very clear about something, very honest, very, very, almost brutally honest, especially with this justice card. It's honesty, it's fairness, communicating what is fair. So there you go. Let's have a quick look at what's in the underlying. The Chariot. Yeah, so the Chariot, this one is needing to bring balance into a situation. You can see how the two horses are trying to, they've got different ideas in the situation, and it's almost like the black and white chess pieces on that chessboard on the King of Swords chess table there. So yeah, it's like, there's two sides to this situation. I'm sorry, my camera's going all wonky. Two sides to this situation, and two people who have very, very different ideas, and I feel like they're both very, very logical ideas. Both sets of opinions are understandable. They're totally logical, but they are differing opinions, and one wants to go one way, one wants to go the other way. So there is a sense about having to harness these two energies and bring them together, or alternatively, if these two energies can't be brought into alignment, if they can't be brought together, then the reins have to be cut loose so that they can both follow their own path. So take what resonates for you there. This is also the Cancerian card. Right, I'm going to pause the reading now. I'm going to pull clarifiers from the Gilded Tarot in the same way that I did when I was pulling these cards. It just saves time not to do it on camera. And then I'm going to spend a little bit of time looking at them, see if I can get any additional messages from them, and then I'll be back. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, Sagittarius, so this is your full spread with clarifiers for the cards that we pulled before. Where to start? So in your past heart space, you were in Empress energy. You have the Empress card here. The Empress is kind of the highest energy that you can be in. It represents all four queens in the tarot. So the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. Someone who kind of has everything going for them. She looks great. She's got a handle on her life. She's doing really, really well. And then you've got it with the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is a sense of looking back at your childhood or nostalgia for the past. So maybe this could be you being in your Empress energy, or you could be looking back at someone, potentially a mother, thinking about a mother, or thinking about a female who kind of guided you a lot in your life. So this is coming along with this truth about this new start. So I feel like while you sort of have this idea about a new start, you're also kind of looking back at the past, perhaps looking back at the past for guidance. What would my mum have done in this situation? So I just thought of how that could be relevant to someone, and it kind of it upset me a little bit, actually. I'm going to leave that there. That's what I'm getting for that one. So with the Death card in the thoughts, this is, like I said, this is some kind of ending, something that's done, it's over, it's finished. And you have it with the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is someone who's quite spiritual. She's kind of all-knowing. She's very intuitive. So you may have intuitively known that whatever this burden was, it was coming to an end. There's quite a lot of instinctive knowing here. She's also someone who kind of is connected to the overworld and the underworld, or the above and below. So you may have been getting a lot of very vivid dreams in the past, I'm seeing today with this card. You may have also felt like your inner knowing, or your sort of spiritual side wasn't matching your tangible side. You know, who you are in reality, what you've been doing, the things that you've been doing in reality perhaps didn't match the higher self, you know, the sense of having a higher purpose. Just pointing out the 11 there as well for people who like to watch for that. So I feel like with this burden, there's something. The Tower in reverse it can be, the Tower moment is a moment of realization, or something happening, a shocking event. With it being in the reverse, I feel like this perhaps happened some time ago, or that someone isn't realizing something. So take that either way regarding a burden. So it could be a burden that came in a long time ago as a bit of a shock, and you've been carrying this burden ever since. You know, it could be a loss. I am picking up on a loss here with the weeping willow as well, but I feel like this is something that happened a long time ago, and yeah, you've been carrying this burden. Yeah, a lot of nostalgia there, a lot of nostalgia and kind of the spiritual side. With your current situation, you have this Sun card, which is this stepping out of the darkness into the light. This was clarified by the Seven of Swords, so I do feel like, you know, it is a card about strategy. It's not always a negative card. You know, you had the King and Queen of Swords there, who are strategists. So there may have been some strategy going on. There's a potential here that the strategy could have been a bit deceptive, in which case, you know, the light is coming into this situation. You're either going to realize a truth about a deception, or someone's going to cast light on something, some kind of deceptive behavior, perhaps from the past again, but this is coming to light. In your thoughts with this King of Swords, you have the Four of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Now what this could be, because the Nine of Wands does, it is the card about marriage, you know, and it's an 11-11 card there as well. We've had that out a couple of times here now in this reading, so there could be a relationship here, and as I said with the King and Queen of Swords, it could be kind of a match. It's a relationship of equals. The Nine of Pentacles is a card about doing very, very well on your own, having everything, kind of like I was saying about this Ten of Pentacles card, being kind of very, very comfortable, good at your career, good at your job, bringing in the money, making sure you have bread on the table, you know, having enough money spare for nice clothes. You know, you don't have to be super well off, but you're very, very comfortable. The Nine of Pentacles, and you've got the Queen of Pentacles here as well, so they're basically the same energy. It's the female energy of the it doesn't have to be female, it's just represented as females in the tarot, but it's very, very similar to that Ten of Pentacles energy. The only difference being that the Nine of Pentacles is normally an independent person. It's someone who's doing very, very well on their own, and the Queen of Pentacles is normally a married person. It's somebody in a committed relationship. Now you have both of these in reverse. In your current situation, I'm seeing it as possibly that you're entering into a marriage, which means you'll no longer be single, or I'm actually not seeing this as a love relationship, because you don't have very many cups here. The only cups are the nostalgia for the past. The rest of it is all swords and pentacles, so I feel like it could be more to do with work, or your home life or your family life. Family life and not being single. Perhaps you don't have the freedom that you want. You want freedom, you want independence, but you don't have it because you're tied to some kind of stable commitment here. It could be a work contract. Doesn't normally mean a work contract, but with the other cards that are around, that's kind of a potential that I'm getting. Yeah, it's a card about stability. It's about your foundations. It could be community. It could be feeling tied to some kind of sense of responsibility, of heritage, perhaps. It can be an event, so it could literally be a party that you've invited to, that you want to go to, but you don't want to be single. You want to go with a partner. So take what resonates there. There's a couple of different meanings. Couple of things it could be. With all these contracts and things going on, though, there's a sense of feeling very, very tied to something, feeling trapped by a situation. The Eight of Swords is a card about literally feeling mentally trapped. You may have not been mentally stimulated enough, which could be explaining why you have this King and Queen of Swords. Needing that intellectual stimulation, needing the conversation, the banter, and so perhaps feeling very, very blocked and kind of drained by not having that stimulation. I'm getting. Now, she feels trapped, but she's not trapped. If she was able to take off the blindfold, she'd be able to see that there's space here where she could walk out. She could stand up, she could walk out. And those chains are very, very loosely tied. She could probably shuffle those off. I'm sorry if you can hear my tummy rumbling today. That's really embarrassing. I can't help it. I must be hungry. Feeling trapped by the situation, but I feel like there's justice coming in, there's fairness coming in. So if you felt chained perhaps to some kind of contract, some kind of obligation, there is a sense that justice is coming in to free you. You may want your freedom there with that Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you're wanting it but not having it yet in your current situation. So I did say about the Nine of Cups being a card about being independent, being very, very emotionally stable. So there could be some kind of a loss, actually. I'm not seeing a loss because you have the Ten of Pentacles here. But potentially, if you're separating from a situation, you may take a small loss. I don't see it as a serious loss, though. You have, with the Nine of Cups, because this is emotional happiness, so you may take a financial loss, but ultimately you gain emotional stability and happiness. And it comes with the Seven of Pentacles. So this is something that you're continually working on, continually putting effort into. Or if you have been putting effort into something, it's now time to reap the rewards of that. So yeah, if there is any kind of financial loss here, you'll regain it, basically, with that card being there. Now, here in your future thoughts and actions, there is absolutely 100% a choice that needs to be made, because you have the Two of Wands here twice, and you have the Seven of Cups here. The Seven of Cups is a card about almost having too many choices, too many options, having to choose, sort of weighing up all your options, deciding what you want from life, what's important to you. With it being in the reverse, I'm seeing it could almost be overwhelming, too many options, can't choose. Either that, or you've made a choice. There's a choice in your headspace. There's a choice that you've made, and it could be in regards to whether or not you're independent or not. It could be, like I say, it could be work. It could be working independently or working with someone else. Am I self-employed or am I contracted to someone? A bit of a warning, though. It depends on if this is your energy or not. Well, it doesn't really. This could be you. But fair warning about something to watch out for in the behaviour of yourself or others. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. She's someone who can be greedy. It can be someone who thinks too much about money. Almost obsessed with money. Wants the finest things in life. But neglects other areas, so may neglect the emotional side, or it's almost like almost like kind of wanting that Instagram life, and potentially not having much value underneath that, or yeah, greed, jealousy, being too clingy. So that's a war. It doesn't have to be that. Like I say, it can have different meanings. The first reading meaning that I said about wanting to be independent or not, that's the main message. But yeah, that's just a side message as a bit of a warning, just to watch out for that kind of behaviour. Yeah, in your action space, communicating about this. So again, the Ten of Pentacles is about... you have the Nine of Pentacles here, which is a card about being independent, doing well independently, but that's in the reverse. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles in the upright in your future. So I think you may be deciding whether or not you want to join with other people. It could be literally joining households if this is kind of a love situation. You could be saying, right, do we sell your house and move into my house, or do we sell my house and move into your house? It could be that kind of conversation. Or it could be... signing that contract and working for someone else, or working with someone else, but it's very prosperous. Ten of Pentacles, that's, there's no higher cards than that. That's as good as you can get pentacle wise, really, unless you're talking kings and queens, but they're more character cards. So yeah, this sits here though with this Two of Wands. There's a lot of indecision here in your future. On the one hand, you have the birds here signifying freedom and independence, but there's a big mountain in the way. So I feel like this is the more challenging route for you. The other route, which I feel is, working with someone else, because the birds are not over this one, so this is not being independent and having freedom, but it's a much, 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 much easier route to navigate. You may also be choosing between two masculine energies, two emperor energies. There's these two deer here, these two elks. Again, it doesn't have to be a love interest. It can be. You could have two different love interests, or you could have two bosses to choose from. It's emperor energy, so it can mean bosses. Making a decision, left or right. I'll be interested to know which one you choose. Let's pull an advice card for you, and that might give you a little bit of guidance. Oh, I forgot to mention, actually, you have the Devil card in the underlying. This can be someone, I'm getting that it could be a controlling boss. It could be someone who's perhaps pulls the chains a bit too tightly, doesn't give you enough freedom. Feeling chained to work is the main message that I'm getting from the Devil card today. It can mean so many different things. It can also represent Capricorn in the zodiac. Perhaps you've got a Capricorn boss. I did say I saw that white goat though. So there may be someone who perhaps you're questioning. It could be someone you're questioning, is this person going to try to control me? If I enter into a contract with this person, are they going to try and control me? Are they going to be this devil energy? But because I saw that white goat as an image, and I mentioned it at the start of the reading, it could be that actually this person is almost quite innocent. They're not hiding anything. They may seem like a devil on the surface, but they're actually kind of, a good energy underneath, possibly. Gather a bit more information on that one. But the Queen of Swords is underneath, so yeah. There's a truth here, and Justice card again underneath. So you're getting repeating cards here now. Wanting justice, wanting truth in a situation, possibly regarding whether someone is someone is trustworthy or not. Is this person being deceptive, wanting the truth, wanting the light? Okay, so before this reading goes on for too long, let's get your... my throat's closing up as well. I feel like perhaps there's something that's not being said. Okay, let's get your card before this reading goes on too long. So an advice card, please, for Sagittarius in this situation. Advice card, please, for Sagittarius in this situation. What's the best advice, please, that you can give Sag in this situation? Can I have an advice card, please? They don't want to give you any advice. It's like, no, you have to make this decision all on your own. You have to put on your big girl pants and make a grown-up decision. Because I've got so much Libra in my chart, I'm like, no, don't make me make a decision. I don't like making decisions. Team all the things. You've got Archangel Gabriel. So Archangel Gabriel is an angel who assists with communication. Now, sort of put aside any kind of religious connotations. You know, it doesn't matter what you believe, whether you believe in angels or not, whether you believe in, you know, spiritually, whatever you believe in. It's more the energy of the card, you know, what the card signifies. So Archangel Gabriel is someone who may be assisting you. It could be someone in your life, you know, this King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, someone in your life who's assisting you with communication. You may be hearing messages through songs. You know, he has this he's kind of like the angel of music as well. So yeah, listen to songs. You may find some of the lyrics are very, very relevant to you at the moment. So just any songs that, as you're going about your daily life, if a random song comes on, just pay attention to it. It might have messages for you. I'm going to read the actual description of this card for you, and we'll see what it says, because I do want you to have the best advice possible, especially if you've got quite an important decision to make there in the future. So I'll hold the card up while I read it. Okay. Gabriel is the divine messenger, the archangel of communication. I feel a bit bad for giving Mercury a hard time now at the beginning of the reading. Mercury is the planet and the god of communication, so he's kind of the equivalent. I'm sorry. He comes in with his trumpet, I bet he does, and scroll, as well as 2 gentle sparrows. And that's funny, I saw 2 sparrows outside my window this morning. They were just sat there on, I've got like some kind of, I think it's like a rose bush, but I don't think it's roses, carnations, I don't even know. Some kind of bush outside my kitchen window, and the little tiny birds, they love it. But there was just, look, I just sort of glanced out, and there was 2 really fat sparrows just sat there looking at me, and they were like just sort of almost like sleeping. They were sort of bedded down in the bush just looking at me, these 2 fat sparrows. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna read your card. He comes with his trumpet and scroll, as well as 2 gentle sparrows, signifying powerful yet peaceful expression. On his chest he wears the crest of Mercury. There we go, the god of communication. This loving angel carries the sacred words of truth into the world and brings them easily to you. When this card appears upright, it indicates a powerful connection to this wonderful presence. Your power of expression is on the rise now. You'll have an easier time communicating with others, expressing your feelings, and even working on projects involving communication, such as publishing, counselling, teaching, mediumship, journalism, marketing, radio or television. Now is the time for any of these endeavours. But no matter what you do, remember the power of words. Call on Gabriel to inspire you and let yourself sing out. Ta-da, there we go. And it's really interesting. I really like that this week when I've been pulling these advice cards, they've really tied in well with the reading. Because what was it saying about, you know, you've got the power of words at the moment, you know, speak your truth, and wanting clarity in a situation, which is all the stuff that we've been talking about in your reading today. So yeah, just know that you've got really good communication energy at the moment. At the moment you can communicate your truth really clearly. And also find out information. So if you're inclined, you know, call on Archangel Gabriel to support you with that. Even if you're not religious, you know, maybe do it anyway. See if you get any results. It'd be interesting, a little experiment. Yeah, that's it. Okay, Sagittarius, good luck. Good luck with your reading. Good luck making that decision. I really hope it works out for you. I wish I could give you clearer advice about which choice to make, but I do feel like this is a personal decision. It has to be your choice. Make sure you get all your information. Make sure you go back and look at the small details. Trust your instincts with this card here. Make sure you reach out to anyone around you who might be needing a helping hand at the moment as well. I feel like that'll serve you well in the future. Okay, take care, Sagittarius. Good luck. Bye-bye. Surprise, I'm back. I forgot we said we were going to try and do this tea leaf thing. It's just a bit of fun. I've never done this before. It's just literally just something silly and fun to do. So I'm going to just get that last bit of tea out. And I'm going to squeeze it out. I've got a little glass next to me to squeeze the tea bag out into. So I don't think this is how you're meant to do it. I think it's like the tea leaves that are at the bottom of your drink when you finish drinking it. But let's just do it. Let's just see what we get. Ooh, messy fun. Messy fun. Okay. So let's give it a bit of a shake around. And what do we get? What's that? What does that look like to you? Looks good. You know, I've seen a face. Can you see the face? It's like a really happy face. Big smile, 2 eyes. It's a bit spooky, actually. Maybe you'll be happy around Halloween. I don't know. Well, that was a bit of fun. A bit of silly fun. Okay, take care, Sagittarius. Bye.